What's going on, guys? Tactical Trash Panda with another video of the Sct17 G34. As you can see, I have a Brownells 34 slide on here. We got the Tag Precision fiber lock sights and Holosun 507 CGRX2, I believe. Proud Bureau of Propaganda field agent of Brownells. So let's get to this video. One thing I do not like about this specific build is the trigger weight. Now, there's nothing wrong with the trigger weight. It's right around roughly 5.5 to 6 pounds. So for a defensive firearm, that's perfect. But as you can see, I have a 34 barrel slide and barrel on here. So I want to get that trigger weight down slightly, tad bit more. Now, when I purchased this frame, I did purchase the frame from AIM Surplus, and it was a complete frame. So I'm not sure exactly which, if they put a AIM Surplus lower in here, SCT lower in here, parts kit, or if it's an OEM parts kit. I haven't looked into the details of it, but usually to get a lower trigger weight, all you gotta do is change the connector and the trigger spring out. You could also change out the striker spring. That'll get you a really low weight, but that also can lead to light primer strikes. It's happened to me in the past, especially with steel case. But it has happened to me with steel case where I've had light primer strikes. Now, if you're not planning on shooting steel case, then you don't have to worry about it. Most American ammunition companies, you don't have that problem of really tough primers. But, you know, with the pandemic, ammunition shortages and all that kind of stuff, you never know what you're going to run into. So I like to make sure I have all my firearms ready to go with any ammunition I find at the time. That being said, I know that I did use Brownells slide parts kit in this one. Now, I did polish off the slide, the internals and all that stuff, and it works. It works fine the way it is. I've used Brownells parts in majority of my builds. That being said, though, I did order OEM set right here from Brownells. You could also use code BOP10 to save 10% off any purchases of $150 or higher. There are some restrictions that apply, but for the most part, it works with most purchases. But as you can see, I do have the OEM slide parts kit right here, the OEM spring. I'm gonna change those out and see if I get any difference in trigger feel. Probably not much, maybe more felt than actual trigger weight reading, but I just want to try it out. Now, I do plan on changing definitely the trigger. I hate curved Glock triggers. I want to put a flat face trigger. Once I started shooting flat face triggers, I can't go back to the curved trigger. Nothing wrong with it. Preference wise, I just prefer flat face. That being said, I may also still change out the trigger spring and the connector. That's gonna happen later. I've purchased this and I haven't really done much with it. From the jump, I did replace the magazine release because SCT, if you're listening, you got a great frame, but your mag releases suck. With the frame, you're barely getting enough real estate to actually push and engage the mag release. I did add a OEM mag release, extended mag release, which it kind of does shift it out a little too much. Other companies, you can get them and they're a bit shorter than this. This still works though. I had to kind of round out the edges. It was a little too sharp for me, but yeah, I've noticed that the Polymer 80 mag releases, they're kind of like right in between, and they work just great. I had a couple laying around, which I've used on my Sct17, and it works just great. This does work as well. Kind of like it though. As you can see, I have polished the internals. You might not see it anymore, but I did polish the main internals and the rails, the trigger bar. It's just kind of dirty right now from this last range session, but you can see there's some polishing done. I also added some goon tape. Now, with my Sct19, the frame feels great in the hand, especially with the Arcane tactical magwell that I have on there. Now, again, Arcane's not making that magwell anymore, but their brother company, now when I say brother company, they're really good friends. Marconi Armory is making their own magwells now. They have the same feel to it, same assembly. So if you're still looking for an Arcane tactical magwell and can't find one, check out Marconi Armory. Unfortunately, I couldn't get that to fit on the Sct19. A bummer, but I know it sucks. You can't always get what you want. And side note, Marconi Armory just came out with a really nice looking slide. It's a ported slide, and you want to check it out. It just dropped on their website, I believe, a day before I'm recording this video. Check them out. It won't last very long. Back to the video though. So I'm gonna put my finger here just to help keep the gauge straight. With the curved trigger, it likes to pull, but I'm not putting any weight on it with my finger, just sitting as a guide. Yeah, like I said earlier, 5.5 pounds. And it's pretty consistent between 5.5 and 6 pounds. But let's see if these work. What I'm gonna do is polish up these parts off camera, install them in here, and see if I feel any difference. I'll see you shortly. All right, guys, so now that I got the parts that I want polished, I'm gonna take apart the slide, take all the stuff out of there, and just replace it with what I got now. Again, I doubt that this is gonna help with the trigger weight. I already know connector, springs, stuff like that, that's gonna reduce the weight. But I just wanted to, you know, put some OEM parts in here. Just give it a nice little touch. Nothing wrong with Brownells. Again, I use their parts a lot. But, you know, OEM can never hurt. So let's do that now. Let's pause the video. I can't show that to you, unfortunately, due to standards on YouTube, but you'll know what I'm doing. All right, guys, so here it is. I've installed all the OEM Glock parts into the slide, and I put all my existing parts into a baggie. It's always good to have extra parts on hand, especially in your range bag. It could come in handy. So I like to always do that. And the good thing about Glocks are, if you know you have extra parts laying around, here's a 19 slide. I mean a 19 guide rod, 17 guide rod. These parts are all interchangeable. As long as you got the proper guide rods, you got parts to swap out parts for, either your 19, 17, 34, 26, and same goes for all the 40 cals. And 357 SIGs. That being said, guys, thanks for watching. Oh, before we get to it, let's try this out. So, the moment we've been waiting for. Again, I don't think it made much of a difference, but all right, see, 5.5 pounds. That was right at 5 pounds. Right around 5.5. So next step we'll be taking is new connector and springs. That will definitely lower the trigger weight. I also, like I said, I want to change out the trigger itself, the trigger shoe. Flat face, I haven't decided which trigger I want to go with yet. Stay tuned. This build is not finished yet. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit up the affiliate links, guys. It will help the channel. A lot of the cool stuff you see on my videos, they are from places that I have affiliates to. You click the link, it'll help my channel out, allow me to do more cool stuff, more cool videos for you guys to watch. Again, TTP out. Thanks for watching.